All right. Welcome back to PodLab. This is Ria and Alex, of course. This is our episode 10. Last week we covered what value proposition is, and today we are going to talk about crafting a clear value proposition, the mistakes beginners make, how to test the market, and why people should choose you. That's what we are covering today, right, Alex?
Yeah, for sure. Last week we set this up and we were talking about what is a value proposition. So if you missed that, then go back and look at the last episode.
Yep, we have shared some pretty good examples as well.
Real life examples from us getting it wrong time and again, and then working out finally how we're going to do it. So go back and have a look at those. But that's the idea of why you need one and what it is. And today we're really going to be talking about how, once you've decided what your value proposition is going to be, how it fits into your daily life as a digital marketer. And I think the first thing we really need to discuss is where your value proposition fits. Okay?
Yeah, because it's important. You need to know first where it's going to go. And I say this, it's important because first let's just cover where it goes, and then we can touch on why it's important. Three places I have identified. Alex, you can add, or you can also ask me to go kick stones. I'm being very careful with my words. I want to say something else, but whatever. We're going to keep it clean. We are going to keep it clean. Okay, so where do you use it? Firstly, your social media bios. Anyone who's landing on your page should know what your page exactly is about. 2 will be your Offalab profile, because this podcast, again, we talk exclusively about Offalab because we have benefited from it and we want you to benefit from it too. So, of course, your value proposition needs to go on that profile too. And lastly, whenever people ask you what the heck do, you are going to use this. That's where you're going to talk about your value proposition. These are the 3 broader categories where you need to put your value proposition. That's the list I have.
If you are digital marketing, if you are talking about digital marketing, if you are considering digital marketing, if you are doing anything about digital marketing, actually one of the core components of it is your value proposition, because if you're talking to somebody about it, you need to be able to, it's not the same, but it's like the same old, you recall the phrase, the strap line, the tagline, whatever you want to call it. It's that punchy thing that says, this is what I do. A value proposition isn't supposed to be that punchy line, because it's more to that. It's more in depth than just, oh, I sell windows, or whatever. It's more in depth. It's something that really draws people in to you, and it draws a particular type of person. We've done this in the last episode, but it is something that is used whenever you are dealing with anything with digital marketing, because as a digital marketer, you're trying to sell things. You're trying to get people interested, and anytime you're talking about it, anytime you're dealing with it, that is an opportunity to make that sale. So the value proposition is the core that has to be involved in everything. So the media, Instagram, TikTok,
and LinkedIn.
Everywhere you go, it's got to be...
Actually, also website headers, right?
Yeah, no, completely. And going down into the minutiae of it, if you, like, for instance, when you're on Instagram, at the top of the page on Instagram, you've got your profile. That is equally, it's written. That should be your core value proposition, should be in your profile. So Instagram is all about video content, but actually there's the written content of it at the top, and that should be your guideline. Every time you go on Instagram to post a reel, those written core values should be in everything that you're putting out on the reel, and if it's not, then you have to start questioning why it's not. If you've seen the last episode, you'll see that I've recently had to ask myself that very question. But it's because there's so much to do in digital marketing that it doesn't always happen the way you plan it to. You get into a line of conversation, and you miss these things out. But the reminder is there in the profile, and it says, "This is my core value." And that's what you need to be bringing in every single conversation.
With that,
So,
I
yeah.
would also like to add, Alex, because in the last episode we were talking about, one has to bear in mind that value proposition changes. It changes over time because you will grow. Whether you're a content creator, you're a digital marketer, you are selling shoes, it doesn't matter. It evolves. You bring in new products. Or it's just that you don't want to provide those values anymore. It has changed over time. I mean, Alex is the biggest example.
So true. It's really, really true. Everything changes. Life is one of those constantly evolving things. And digital marketing is no different to it. Your products will change. Your value that you want to add to them, as you've just said, can change. And you're going to lose out if you don't keep a very careful eye on what your value proposition is and whether or not what you are wanting to do and who you are wanting to pitch to is in alignment with that value proposition. If they're out of line with each other, you're going to see sales drop off. You're going to see follows, likes, everything else drop off. This comes into what we'll talk about later. We'll talk about how to test for your value proposition and whether it's hitting the right spot. Simple answer is everywhere. But if you're in a particular type of marketing and you're looking at Offalab, then it needs to be. Offalab is a platform that gives you the opportunity to take as many products as you want to take from Offalab, put them into one bundle, and then sell that as your particular brand or your particular product. If you've got a value proposition and you've got 3 different products in there that you've chosen from Offalab, and this goes back into the organically evolving, and then you find 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 2 years later, there's a 4th product or a 5th product that you want to involve in there. Those products had better be bang on line with your value proposition, or you're going to have to change your value proposition. So that's the evolution of it. But also, you need to be very careful when you've got products, various products, that your value proposition touches all 3 of them. Otherwise, it's going to be out of kilter with at least 1 or 2 of them. That in itself is going to throw your value proposition that you're espousing all the time, everywhere you go, off. Because people will look at your value proposition, you'll attract the people in, they go, wow, this sounds amazing. They'll then look at your product and they go, this doesn't actually match what he's talking about. So it's a very sensitive subject in that you have to calibrate it just right. And if the calibration's off, the whole thing comes off, which is why it's cool. So does that make sense?
Yeah. And that's why people also need to test it.
So there is ways of testing it. There's ways of looking at whether or not what your value proposition is still in tune with where it needs to be. We'll come to that in a little bit. Now, the next issue we need to talk about, I think, is the really important one, and this is one that I am fully qualified in. I mean, we hesitate using the expert rule. I think I could qualify it in there. This is about mistakes that people make in their value propositions and how they use them. So, Ria, save my embarrassment.
Well, both of us, been there, done that. I mean, we learn from our mistakes, so that's the good part. But here are, 3 simple mistakes that any beginners should be looking out for. Because time and again I come across profiles, they are mainly of my students, but the first thing that I check is what their bio says. Now, most people have this habit of keeping it too broad. When it's too broad, it's too vague. For example, I help people live their best life. Do you think when you say something like that, a person who actually wants to understand digital marketing, maybe they want to start affiliate marketing and they want to earn a little bit extra income by the end of the month, would understand what that means? What do you mean by live their best life? How? The how is missing, and then your content is all about digital marketing. There's an easier way to correct it. Here's how you can do it. Go to your AI and ask it to create a value proposition for you. There will be pointers. We are going to give that to you. Maybe we can do a document or something, Alex, because it's going to get into details. We did discuss about tools, but we chose not to discuss it in our podcast. It is easy to create, but it's a little bit of details is required.
We could do it. We could do an entire subject on AI and how to use it in digital marketing.
Actually, I'm going to let the audience decide that, and if they come back with the feedback, we can actually touch base.
That's fine.
Just like the T-chart. If they want
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
we're going to share it. But for now, I think we can just go ahead and instead of writing, I help people live their best life. What you're going to write is, I help mid-career professionals escape the 9-to-5 grind through digital marketing. It's just you now know who your target audience is. Who are these people? They're 9-to-5 grinders. Not the ones who are very happy with their 9-to-5. I don't know many of them, but whatever. That's not your target audience. They're one who's actually the grinders and burnt out professionals. Mistake number 2, listing what you do instead of the results. Like, I teach email marketing and social media strategy. Good for you. 10,000 other people are doing it in that same platform. How do you differentiate yourself? The correct way of writing would be, I help you build an audience that actually converts as in buys, not just scrolls.
There's a phrase which I keep seeing, which is people don't buy tools, they buy progress.
Yeah.
And I think that's a pretty cool phrase, and it works exactly what you're just
Actually,
saying.
I say it a little differently,
Do you?
The last sentence, people buy from emotion.
Yeah, true.
You always buy from emotion. You put logic to it later. Think about it.
No,
Do
I
you
agree.
really need a
And
new phone? You don't. But you're going to logically make it make sense. So now you go and buy the phone. But it started from an emotion.
yeah,
I love this new iPhone. I gotta buy it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you don't have the money. You don't need to spend it. You actually don't need it.
yeah.
But your mind, it's already emotionally sold.
People want to hear what they want to hear.
Absolutely.
And if you're not saying
Absolutely.
it, if you're not tapping into their emotion, if you're not showing them the progress that they can make by buying your product or listening to you, then they're not going to bother with it at all. They'll just move on to the next person who hopefully will be
Yeah,
tapping into
yeah.
that emotion. We go back to last episode. This is what core values are all about. Value propositions have to be about taking people to where they want to go. So yeah,
And you can't sound like everyone else. You have to have your unique voice for it. The reason why people come to you has to be you. I was seeing a lot of people saying it in a certain way, and I started putting it as my value proposition. I thought because they are making money, I should be making money too. It didn't work. There
again,
was
that's
no
authentic,
engagement
isn't it?
whatsoever.
It's got to be authentic. It's got to be something that you are completely all about. Because if it's
And you
not,
have lived it. I feel, Alex, and I don't know, I mean, I'm talking from experience. Whatever I have lived it and I have spoken from that authentic life, it has worked. It has gotten me engagement. It has gotten me people coming and asking, how do you do it? Why did you do it? How is it working out right now?
yeah,
But anything that was not me, there was zero engagement. I don't know. Maybe the algorithm knows me too well. I really don't know. Like that's how it works. And later on, when actually we got our mentor and all of that, finally we joined this group, and that's when we learned that, oh boy, okay, so it has to be your own uniqueness. It has to come from your own journey. You were frustrated, you were whatever, and that's why you picked up this product, and that's why you used it. This is what happened after you used it, and that's why you're sharing, because it helped you.
quite right.
Your journey.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You talk. This is an aside, maybe, but I think it's relevant. And people who are coming into digital marketing need to know this. Not because I'm not trying to put them off, but this will happen. You will be producing content, and you'll see it absolutely tank. There'll be no involvement with it whatsoever. And you think,
Prepare
what the
yourself
hell
for
is
it.
what's going on? Why am I doing this? Why isn't this working? You'll make one small change, and it may not be a change that you plan, but you'll make one small change, and it'll be like, oh my God, this is taking off again. And then it will tank again, and then it will take off again, and then it will tank again. And actually, when you put them all together and you start looking at why things take off and why they don't, that's when you start to learn what it is you're doing right and what it is you're doing wrong. That doesn't necessarily mean that you should continue doing the right things right, because if they're not taking you down the line that you really want to go down, you're going to be doing something eventually which is unauthentic to you. And the hard part is that really went really well. That was so good. That got so many likes. That got so many followers into me. But it's not what I want to do. And it's not what I'm about. And you have to find some way of getting that reach and tapping into people on the subject that you actually want to talk about. And that's really difficult. That takes a lot of discipline to say, I'm not going to continue down that path because that's not the path for me. The discipline comes where you say, no, this is what I'm about. This is what I know all about, and this is what I can teach people about. If I go down that line, we're going to be headed into territory which I don't understand, and that's trouble.
Yeah.
So bringing the learning back, starting over, and pushing forward. And your value proposition is the one key that will take you forwards in that line. But it's so easy to make the mistake of just following the cheers and the waves and, oh yeah, I'm here with you and I really like what you're saying. Well, I wasn't saying that at all. So easy to follow that. So yeah, loads of mistakes to be made out there, left, right and centre. Not having a value proposition at all. Thinking that your value proposition is just naturally going to flow because I enjoy this and I talk about it. That's a mistake. You might enjoy it. You might be able to talk about it till the cows come home. But if it's too generic, we've dealt with the generics. If your excitement and your involvement with this subject is too generic, nobody's really going to listen to you because it's too generic. So you need to focus it down. Very, very difficult to actually get that exactly right. And as we started off with, it changes all the bloody time. It is a really difficult, would you agree? It is something that's really difficult to keep on the sweet spot, continually getting to the right place, doing the right thing.
Because I'm afraid of my mentor listening to this and then, smacking me on my head, I'm not going to use the word difficult because that's a choice.
Fair enough.
But yes, I do agree. Figuring that out, I'm just going to reword it. Figuring that out, it takes a little bit of time and experience. But the only thing I would say here is try it out. Try it out because, again, it's obviously not going to be what you are saying. It's going to be what your audience needs to hear. If you want to make money, that is, if it's an account where you just want to go out and rant or talk about your own stuff without wanting anything in return, by all means, go ahead, do it. It's your account.
You really like me.
But I do agree with Alex because it also took us a couple of tries to get it right, and it's constantly changing. And it's not just the two of us, it's everybody we know. Our mentor also goes through those phases where we have seen the value proposition changing. And
That's
she talks
really
about it. So
she does, and it's really interesting to see because actually, you look at, and we all do this. Beginners look at people who have been in it for 6 weeks, 6 months, whatever, and they think, wow, they're really experienced. The people who've been in it 6 weeks, 6 months look at the people who've been in it for a year and go, wow, they're low. And it's this ladder, and you've got people at the top, and the mentor that we have both worked with. I mean, she's been in this for years and years and years. She really knows what she's talking about. But, oh my God, isn't it so interesting when you see her do a stop, a retake and go, okay, what's going on here? Okay, I want to do something. This isn't my direction. I want to go over here. This is more my direction. They're like, okay, it's not a rebrand. It's just renavigate.
It's like a maneuver.
It's a correction of
Just
their path.
tiny tweaks. Yeah.
And it's brilliant to watch because if they're doing it, we need to do it.
Absolutely.
And if you've had massive success and you're earning hundreds of thousands of dollars, you have to question, why the hell would I change the course? Why the hell would I change my value proposition? Why the hell would I change the way I'm working because the money's coming in? Well, there's two reasons for that. One is that you're seeing the money's dropping or the connection is dropping and you need to find where that money's coming in from again, or the connection increases, or you in yourself, and I've talked about this just a moment ago, realise this isn't what I started off wanting to do, and this isn't where I want to be in my life. And if this truly is, to coin your phrase, me trying to do my best life, yeah, well, that's what I need to be doing. So I need to find something which, or go back to what my original roots were. What is my best life?
Yeah.
It's a very changeable subject, but it's a good subject because, and this is what I like about digital marketing, it's very true to life. In a lot of ways, digital marketing is very not true to life because it's so plastic and unauthentic, talking to people from all over the globe. We don't do that during our daily life. We're not used to that. But once you become a digital marketer, you do become used to that. It does become your life. And the authenticity that you bring to it has to be real. Otherwise, you're not going to go anywhere. So yeah. That's. Is that enough on the mistakes? Should we go more into mistakes?
No, enough mistakes were made.
My mistakes for several days, probably. Without.
I have yours. Do you want to compete?
Okay. So how to test whether or not your value proposition is landing. There are so many different ways of doing it. One of them, this is very touchy-feely, is intuition. Are you feeling that you are getting the feedback? Are you getting questions from people? Are you getting the involvement of the types of people that you want? Secondly, you've got analytics. Now, this is more scientific based, and it's probably in some respects easier to talk about. You can look at how many sales was I making last month? How many sales was I making the month before that? How many sales was I doing before that? You can put it on a chart and you can see whether or not you're going up, whether you're flatlining, or whether or not you're going down. That may
also Alex, for beginners who may not have made any sales,
yeah,
it's your engagement. Are people responding to your reels? Are you getting questions on your DMs? These things. That's how you work with your analytics.
There is something called A/B testing, and that is where you put your value proposition that you've got now into the work that you're doing, and you send that out and you see what the feedback is from that. You look at the analytics, but then you can do, and this takes discipline, but you then can do B. So that's A, this is B, this is my new value proposition. I've changed some of the wording, I've changed some of the meaning, I've changed some of the emphasis, whatever it may be, and you consistently send that out for days, weeks, however long your tolerance can be, and then you bring that back and you put the two analytics side by side and you see whether or not B was better than A. If B is better than A, go with B. You can then do C, and you can say, well, I liked B, but I think I can go further, so we'll do C, and we'll see whether or not that comes back. And that's how you test over a period of time whether or not a change, and it is usually a very small change with A/B testing. It's not a huge change normally. Or if you do the huge change, and you go, well, that one's so much different from this one, and it's performing better. Fine, I'll do that. But once you've done that, you can't sit on your laurels. You can't go, well, it's done, I'm sorted, because that huge change now needs refining, and so you then hone your value proposition in the huge change which you've now adopted as your core, and you hone that A/B testing until you're hitting the max that you can possibly hit. Am I on the mark on that? Is there anything you want to add?
Yes, very much. I mean, I think the audience might just come to you, and please go to Alex. If you want to A/B test, Alex is your guy.
It's a very laborious process. I have seen there is a digital marketer who has got hundreds of thousands of followers, and I've seen him do the A/B testing. I've seen him explain it. I've seen him do it, and he's got that mindset which is just so fixed and focused and literally A/B. That's his mindset, and he can do it so well, and he's really on top of his analytics, and so he can tease out the answers from the analytics he sees to go, okay, that's better than this because of these reasons, and then he makes the choice. And it's like he's probably got hundreds of thousands of followers because he has that analytical mind, because
constantly tested, implemented, and kept
Yeah.
changing. So,
Yeah. That is the ultimate, in my view, digital marketer. Someone who
Actually,
is
now
a
that I'm thinking about it, it's not with the A/B testing, but since we are on the topic of how to do the market research, I wonder if you can on Offalab as well. Actually, you can. Yeah, you can. I mean, look at successful offers in your niche, and how do they
yes.
position their value.
No,
You
you
can
can.
pick up things from that, and then what transformations are they promising or talking about?
And on a
You know?
very broad approach to that, and this is really broad, and possibly people on Offalab are not going to welcome me saying this, but literally there will be on Offalab similar or the same products being offered by different people.
Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
and so you can look at those people and how they are offering those products, and that
Absolutely.
gives you a clue as to the approach that you might want to take when you're offering those products.
Yeah.
You
Listen to the
walk away.
language they're using.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
walk away with that because then you can see, okay, well, same product, two different people. This person I can see they're selling more than that person. It's obvious. That is therefore the best approach out of the two approaches I'm looking at. Can I adopt that approach? That then comes back to what is my value proposition? Is that approach going to fit neatly into my value proposition? Or do I have to somehow take what they're saying and somehow change it so that it fits neatly into my value proposition and the way that I'm doing things?
Yep.
A hard test, but again, you can A/B test that till the cows come home.
Yeah.
Everything can be A/B tested.
Yep, absolutely. Actually, to be honest, I am in the middle of changing my proposition, so yeah. I'll tell you guys how it goes.
Yeah, that's
But
cool.
yeah, I used to
That's pretty
talk
cool.
about how it was when I was in my 9 to 5, but it's been 2 years now, so I want to take people through the journey of what happened after that.
What happened once you left?
Yeah.
Makes
yeah,
sense.
So yeah,
That makes
I mean,
sense.
yeah.
And
So
now you're
yeah,
an
even
authority.
I'm testing. I'll apply that A/B test too.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. Well, I mean, I can't remember which episode it was. I think it was 2 or 3 episodes ago. I was talking about the difficulty in putting across all your stories from the different timelines that you've worked through to people. Are you talking about December to January? Are you talking about November to December? That type of thing. And actually, you can't talk about them all at once. But you rightly said to me, no, this is you, and you're talking about you, and your story is constant. And so you can talk about yourself. And so from your point of view, yeah, I was in a 9 to 5, I've come out of it, this is my journey. Provided you give them that rounded journey, and our mentor does this very, very well, succinctly,
Yeah.
provided you do that, people of all stages, whether it's October to November, November to December, January to December to January, whatever, all people in those stages will be able to go, oh, there's something in there for me, so they'll follow you.
That's the whole idea behind it. So that's I'm building something. I have already
good.
put them to test. So let's see what the results are.
Okay.
We'll get to know soon.
Okay. We've talked about Offalab quite a lot through this episode, but just now I just want to focus on Offalab very quickly. On the last episode, I was talking about the difficulties with podcasting and how I reached out to Offalab and said, look, guys, what podcasts do you use? What works for international podcasting where you've got people coming in from different continents into the same podcast? And the references came back thick and fast, with people coming back that this is the school platform for Offalab, and you put your questions into the school platform and the populace just return in bucket loads. And actually the two main platforms that they've talked about on there are Zencaster, that's Zencastr, and Squadcast. And everybody's saying, look, these are really good from the point of view of being able to do this internationally and being able to not have to put too much onus on a guest to sit and wait for everything to upload before they can disappear and get on with their daily lives. So we are going to be looking at those over the next few weeks. You're going to see the brand here change probably, hopefully not the brand too much, but you're going to see the format change maybe.
Yeah.
It can be seamless, so much the better, but we'll see. But that's what we've got to do, because very soon we are going to be doing what we set out to do, and that is you're going to be hearing a little bit less from us, and you're going to be hearing more from people who are actually on Offalab and have got products to sell, and we're going to want to be talking to them about their stories and how they got there and what their digital marketing process was, set up for all the newbies who are joining us and trying to learn from us about what digital marketing is. You'll learn from other people as well. We know that. We're not too practiced about that.
We are not just going to focus on creators. We are also going to try to bring in some affiliate marketeers, so you can, hear it from the horse's mouth.
You can see what they're doing. You can see how they're doing. You can see how they got to where they're going, which will give you, hopefully, the enthusiasm and the support to go, do you know what? If they can do it, I can do it too. So it's hopefully that's what we'll be able to achieve, and we've got to get the right platform for that. So that's what we're going to be doing. So that's today's episode, I think. Is that right? Okay. So that is today's episode, talking about your core value proposition and how you bring it into your work, as well as a little bit about Offalab. On our next episode, what we're going to be talking about is how to designing your core product or your service, whichever it is you want to put online and try and sell. So we're going to be talking about what that can be and what you might want to do with respect to it. So a big topic there. We'll probably put it over a couple of episodes. We'll see. For now, it's time we left you and let you get on with your day. From Maria and from I, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for listening. We really welcome you being on board. Please please follow, please recommend us to others, and we can then continue to provide this for you. Subscription, goes without saying, but it should be said. So please subscribe. So we're here for you. We're going to come back in the next episode, and we'll keep providing you with information about your future as a digital marketer. Okay?
Bye-bye. Love and peace as always.
Cool. Thank you.